On this episode, I am joined by our good friend Logan Zawacki to talk about the top 10 punk rock Disney cover songs. Today is August 23rd, 2022. This is episode 489 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. And while I'm not joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda, I will be joined by my good friend, Logan, in just a moment. But first, you can make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic. If you've not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. Then, if you hit subscribe, you'll get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. I know that planning a trip to Disneyland or Disney World can often be frustrating, especially when it comes to dining at your 60 days out, but Mouse Dining removes that frustration of booking Disney dining reservations because they alert you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. You can visit msmfriends.com to use this free service. And then finally, if you're getting ready to go on that next Disney or Universal vacation, you're maybe looking to go on a cruise or pretty much travel anywhere else in the world, head to mainstmagictravel.com and fill out a form for a free quote. Our travel services are completely free to you. Logan, welcome back to the show. Thank you so much for joining me and bringing this awesome idea to the table for this episode. So you are filling in for Rhonda today. So let's see how this goes, but welcome back to the Main Street Magic Podcast.
It's my pleasure. I can't even remember the last time I was on the show. I don't remember which episode that was. I know it was following the Down the Rabbit Hole. I think it might have been the Fox discussion.
Yes.
But yeah, it's been a while.
You are the most repeated guest, though, I believe, on the Main Street Magic Podcast. So, and then of course,
really?
that would of course spawn Theme Park Shuffle. So if you guys have not subscribed to Theme Park Shuffle, it's on its own feed. You can go out. It is Logan, David, and myself, and we reimagine and kind of reinvent rides and attractions throughout all kinds of parks, not just Disney related. It's super fun. So go ahead and make sure you check that out. But you had actually hit me up, and I got to say thank you because I had to call in a favor. We just sometimes Rhonda and I get super busy and we just don't have that allotted time to record. And so I had to text you yesterday and say, man, you had mentioned this episode before. I'm going to call in a favor right now if you're available to record, and you so graciously accepted. So what spawned your idea for this episode? Because you presented this to me and I absolutely love it.
Well, I started downloading cover songs of Disney songs, mainly because I wanted to be able to work out to Disney music, but I feel a little strange in the gym trying to, run my miles and get just jacked and hyped, yet listening to very chill, mellow Disney songs that I love. Okay. They get me excited and make me feel happy, but I need something that's a little harder. So that is when I started looking up punk covers to various Disney songs. And then that's just sort of spawned to other alternative covers of Disney songs. And now I just have this big Apple list, my playlist that I have. Every time I sort of find a new one I like, I download it and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And so that is what got me thinking, hey, Jeremy, what if we made an episode of Main Street Magic where we focus on these Disney covers? And so, starting with just simply 10 covers by 10 different artists. And what made this challenge, I give it like a theme park shuffle theme, the challenge here was that none of the songs could be covers that are found on Disney CDs or soundtracks that you can just go out and download, and they were sponsored by Disney. These are ones that people have just done on their own and have gotten approval to sell them on Apple, but they are not ones that are part of a Disney mashup CD or a Disney best of covers or anything like that. So this is really a chance to highlight some bands that are doing some killer killer music. And just, yeah, sticking with the Disney theme.
I love that so much because in high school, college, and I played in some different like garage bands. I don't know if they still call them garage bands if anybody's playing their garage. But we would always do cover songs like all these other bands. You can go to different bars and stuff and see, and never in my mind did any of us in like our band think like, let's just go completely out of the box and do something like a Disney song. You know, we were sticking to the traditional like rock genre or punk rock or alternative or whatever it was. Like, I wish I could go back and be like, look at my buddy and be like, you know what? We should just cover a Disney song and make it completely ours. And that's what I love about this list is that the lyrics and all of them, of course, somebody could listen to and be like, well, sounds very maybe Disney focused or, you know, family friendly movie focused. But the way that they actually pull them off is not whatsoever. I mean, it really sticks to these different genres, which I think is so cool. And they really, all these bands that we're going to hear kind of make them their own. So what we're going to do is you're going to go through 10 different songs, like you said, by 10 different bands. We'll play a quick snippet of it for people that have not heard, but highly recommend that they go out and check out these bands and again, you know, download them from Apple or wherever, you know, they can find them and all that. But I guess we can just hop right in. Is this in any particular order? These are not ranked, correct? It's just
no,
10?
They're not ranked. These are just 10 of my favorites. And
Okay.
This was actually a challenge because I tried to keep it to 10 different artists, whereas there's some versions of these songs that I actually like the covers more so by some of the same artists, but I tried to keep it to where these are all individual artists with individual songs, so you won't have a repetition if you were to go and download these 10.
Okay. And I know you didn't rank them, but I will say you saved the best for last. And everybody will understand that.
Number one specifically for you, Jeremy.
I figured. All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump into the very first one.
All right. I feel like I need to be Casey Kasem or something. Up next on the countdown. All right. So starting off with number 10, we have the Sunrise Skater Kids covering How Far I'll Go from the movie Moana.
See the line where the sky meets the sea. It calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. If the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know. If I go, there's just no telling how far I'll go.
Okay. That's awesome. That's that's actually probably my second favorite out of this entire list.
Nice.
So what
what I love.
what drew you to this one?
Oh gosh. Well, for one, I already loved the song. That is one of the biggest things with all of these songs. They're taking hits and they're just putting unique twists on them. And that's what I really appreciate about each one of these covers is you're taking songs I already love, but you're presenting them and tweaking them just enough to make it totally new and refreshing. And again, I'm looking for something that's going to hype me up. I'm looking for something that is really going to just get me excited and give me energy. And that's exactly what this does. And this reminds me so much of all the punk pop music that I was listening to in the 90s. So, you know, it's like sort of a la Simple Plan or a boy band like that. So, yeah, it's just fun. It's absolutely fun. They do such a great cover of the song, staying true to the original, but giving that unique twist.
So with a lot of these bands that we end up going through, do you listen to other stuff by them? Do a lot of these have originals or a lot of these strictly kind of more cover bands that are doing things like this and putting them out on, you know, Apple and YouTube and Spotify and wherever they can?
It's a little of both.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a unique mix here. Some of them only have like 1-2 Disney covers, while other ones have like 50 covers, like literally album after album after album dedicated to covering Disney. So each one is unique in that way.
Yeah, I totally got the Simple Plan vibes, who again, I think is so they like Simple Plan plays at like the festivals at Disney. Like actually, now that I'm thinking about it, how cool would that be if some of these bands that do all the different festivals like Garden Rocks and, you know, like played Disney covers?
It
would
would
be sweet.
absolutely be awesome. I know just recently when Joey Fatone had his friends and Ryan Cabrera was there, and Ryan brought Alexa Bliss on stage and they sang, I believe it was Eye to Eye. And
that's awesome.
It's like, that is so awesome. And yeah, like you said, they should do more of that. I would love to just go and listen to an entire cover set of punk or alternative or whatever style. Like, I would love to hear a Disney hip hop album where they just remix all the songs, or just one mashup after the other, just something really fun and killer and unique. But yeah, even if it's only one song out of their entire set that is a Disney song, just that's something that's unique for the people there, that relates to the fact that yes, you are playing at Epcot. So acknowledge the brand.
Yeah. That would be incredible. And me being such a huge Blue October fan, we go to see them every year at the festival. They'll be at Garden Rocks again next April. Like, I would give anything to see them cover any Disney song whatsoever. I think they could really put a cool twist on that. All right, let's move on to the next one. What do we have next?
So next, at number 9, we have Stellar Cart covering Be Our Guest from the movie Beauty and the Beast.
Be our guest, put our service to the test. Tie your napkin round your neck, Sheree, and we'll provide the rest. Soup is sure, hard hors d'oeuvres, while we only live to serve. Try the great stuff, it's delicious, don't believe me, ask the dishes. They can sing, they can dance, after all, miss, this is France, and a dinner here is never second best. Go on, fold your menu, take a glance, and then you'll be our guest. Be our guest, be our guest.
I mean, that's great too. I love the speed of it.
So good.
The speed of it is absolutely perfect.
Yes.
Like you said, and I love that you brought that up, that you're like, I want to listen to Disney, but I want to work out. And that's exactly what that is right there. I mean, that's absolute perfect as far as that goes.
I run so much faster when that song comes on versus the regular version of Be Our Guest. Yeah, it gets me so excited. Like, it just kicks you into overdrive, gets the adrenaline going. It is just fun. And that's what I love about it, is it's just taking what was already a great song. I love every song from Beauty and the Beast, one of my all-time favorite albums. But Be Our Guest taken to the next level. And yeah, it makes me run so fast.
That's outstanding. Oh, that one is really, really good. And even with a lot of these, like, it'd be neat to, and maybe some of these bands are doing it, is for them to take the entire soundtrack and redo it. And then I think of who was it? Todrick Hall, is big on YouTube and used to kind of reimagine different Disney things and do these incredible performances and all. It would be neat to almost have, some of these bands provide a whole new soundtrack like this to one of these movies, and then redo the movie in that element. Like, imagine like a punk rock Beauty and the Beast or something. Like, how cool would that be? That has me thinking of so many different things now.
Yeah. And I mean, and for Stellar Cart, they have 2 more covers that I highly recommend people check out. So Be Our Guest is my favorite of all their songs, but 2 of their other covers, they have lots of Disney covers, but 2 of them that I really, really recommend is A Whole New World and Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Ooh.
They do killer covers of those songs as well.
I'll look up the Can You Feel the Love Tonight, because again, that's taking one of such a more slow ballad to see what they do with something like that, and you can certainly have these like punk rock alternative ballads,
and they still keep it ballad. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right, I will definitely check that one out. Everybody else, make sure you check that one out by Stellar Cart as well. All right, let's move on to our next one. This one I really, really enjoyed, and I will say, out of all 10 of these, I had heard previously of 2 of the artists, but I had not heard any of these versions. So I went back and listened to them all today. And this one really caught me by surprise, because this is outstanding.
Yeah, this one. Okay, so at number 8 is Dream House covering Part of Your World from the movie Little Mermaid.
And I'm ready to know what the people know. Ask them my questions and get some answers. What's a fire and why does it? What's the word? Burn. When's it my turn? When I love to explore the shore above. Out of the sea.
I mean, that right there, if you just played that for anyone that was not aware of like Disney or Disney lyrics, I think that fits so perfectly that you would never be like, oh, that's a Disney cover song. Like,
No.
I think you could hear that and be like, that's a really cool original song that they wrote and it speaks to me. Like, that's pretty amazing.
Absolutely. And that song starts not as a punk song, like as far as just what you expect. Like you just played the hype area. That was definitely where it ramped up and really rocked out. But starting out, it starts really slow and it has just this build at like the 1 minute mark. And then at the 2 minute mark, it really goes into overdrive. And I love that build up. I thought that it was just such a perfectly laid out song and just to apply it to that particular song was so well put together. Yeah. And I like at first I thought it reminded me of like a Paramore type, band, which love Paramore. So that immediately caught my attention. And then just after listening to it over and over again, it just gets better.
Yeah. So outside of these Disney covers is like kind of the punk rock, the alternative. Is that your go-to like genre of music to listen to? Or do you listen to a mix of everything? Like
mix of everything. Okay. Like literally if you looked at my shuffle, you'd be like, Logan, what the heck is this? It is all over the place. My main thing is nothing depressing.
Yep.
So music does affect me. So if I'm listening to something that's too full of hate or too just sad and depressing, it will affect my mood. So I like to listen to music that is positive, that is high energy, and that just really keeps me going and keeps me excited and makes me smile, makes me want to dance. So that's always the goal, or nostalgia. So, so some of them, like later when we get to some of these other cover bands, they did one of them in particular did an entire album dedicated to like 80s and 90s TV show theme songs. And that one is awesome. That is my jam. I play that all the time. And so thank you, Stephanie Pitts, for introducing me to that one as well.
Oh, that's outstanding. Well, my first ever concert, I was 15 years old. My dad took me and a bunch of my friends. We went to James Madison? No, George Mason University's arena, and we saw the Offspring. And nice. Opening up was the Lunatics and the Vandals. And I mean, you talk about like two like legit, just kind of hardcore punk rock bands. And it was like my first introduction to live music, and to see those two and then Offspring was just unbelievable. But I mean, that's what I grew up going to. Goldfinger, Real Big Fish, like a lot of those types of bands. And I was much more of, I guess, alternative in general, but there was a lot of those punk and punk rock influences. And I mean, they just, Green Day, which of course started off a lot more punk rock and went a little more mainstream and stuff. But yeah, it's just those bands, there's just nothing like them. I think it's one of the coolest genres there is.
Well, if you like the Vandals, they have done 2 Disney covers that I know.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, yep. Check it out.
All right. I never heard of them. And if you tell me that the Lunatics have done a Disney cover, I will freak out, because they're still one of my favorite bands ever. Never ever heard of them. Hey,
not to say there isn't one.
So good. And what I love so far is this list that you've put together. And there's 1 or 2 songs that are they go a little bit different as far as the genre goes. But I mean, these first couple songs so far are like a legit album, like playlist. Like they totally all fit together so well that you would go from one to the other and not like second guess the order of these or anything. So kudos to you for putting this together. And let's get on to the next one with, I mean, one of the most popular Disney songs that has ever been created. So what do we got next?
Number 7, we have The Last Sleepless City covering Let It Go from the movie Frozen.
Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the good girl you always had to be. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know. Well, now they know. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go.
nobody else can see this. I mean, even Logan can't see it right now. So I just queued these up on YouTube because it was easy for me to like kind of have that order ready. And I love like this one specifically. I mean, when they put it together an entire music video around it, and it's very artful, and it's so cool to like see this and see that these bands are doing this type of thing. And another thing that I really love is this isn't a bunch of like screamo, which I'm not a huge fan of. And I know there's some stuff out there, and those dudes and ladies are super, super talented. I'm just not a huge fan of that type of style. But all of these are really, really artistic and just so well done. I mean, these are some really talented people that are just out there. Yeah. It's insane to me.
Exactly. And this one, Let It Go, has so many covers. And several covers by like famous bands, like Newfound Glory did a Let It Go. Like there's lots of bands that have done covers of Let It Go. But this particular one, I find to be the best of them all. This cover, it's just such a fun, creative, unique take on the song. And that part you played where they get into the Let It Go chorus. Oh, I love that setup. And I love how you, like, if you were at a punk concert or something, the way they just sort of set it up with Let It Go. You just want to start chanting and throwing your fist up in the air. It's like, this is awesome. This is just so good. And I love the balance of the punk and sort of the synth pop. Kind of reminded me of like 21 Pilots.
Yes.
But yeah, such a good cover. And I don't like Let It Go. That song to me it's not my favorite song. I hate how much it was overplayed on the radio. Like you couldn't get away from it no matter how hard you tried. So for me to hear this song and to be like, okay, this is my jam. This is awesome. I will listen to this all day long. Compared to the original version, I can't take it.
Yeah. Well, what I like that this one really did is the tone and the speed is very much similar to the original, especially with the vocals and all. But then the music adds so much more. Like it really kind of almost mashes it up so perfectly. And I mean, first of all, if
guitar riffs,
they're outstanding.
It's like, yes.
And even if I thought personally, like if I was a singer and I thought I was the best singer in the world, I don't know that I would still ever want to cover Idina Menzel at any point in my life. And when people are doing that, I mean, I still think, Brendan Urie and Panic at the Disco's version of Into the Unknown is just trumps the regular version. So, and even Demi Lovato, of course, doing Let It Go for the kind of like, I guess, soundtrack, they always do those extra ones, was still so true to the original, even though it's absolutely outstanding to see something go in a completely different direction. And again, y'all go look this up on YouTube in the video. It's a like masterpiece too, as far as their little music video. It's got all these really dark tones, and like I'm looking at a clip right now of the drummer, and there's these 3 windows behind him and everything else around him is wood and it's dark, but these windows are like shining this light on him. And it's very artistic, which, I think originally you would never maybe talk about like punk rock music or something and go, oh, that's really artistic. And somehow all these bands are kind of putting that together, which I think is it's just super cool. I'm so fascinated by this, a band that says, you know what? I mean, some guy at some point came down and said, it'd be really cool. Why don't we do a cover of a Disney song? And was everybody else like, that's insane? Or they're like, that's a great idea. And they're like, well, let's also, film a music video for YouTube, and it's just nuts. And this thing's got, 1.3 million views.
Yeah. And again, too, like you can actually buy this on Apple. Yeah. So they went through the licensing. They worked it out to where they could sell it. So kudos to all these bands for going the legit route as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously. That's awesome. All right. We're going to move into the next one. And this one, this is one of the artists that I've heard of. Actually, I think it's him. Does he have an entire like Villains playlist as well? He
has a lot.
Yeah.
So this
guy's super, super talented.
Yeah. So coming in at number 6, we have Jonathan Young covering Bare Necessities from the movie The Jungle Book.
Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities of Mother Nature's recipes that bring the
I mean, first of all, this guy's doing it all. He's singing, he's playing drums, he's doing guitar, he's doing the keyboard. Those are other ones that fascinate me when they're able to layer all these different tracks together and put it together in a video and stuff like this. And he has a voice range from everything that I've heard that can cover most stuff. I'm pretty sure he has a cover of Be Prepared that is pretty mind-boggling. Yes. Like, it's outstanding. Yeah, this is a really good, and Bare Necessities honestly is one of my favorite songs. I absolutely love it.
Well, what I loved about this one compared to, again, other covers by some very well-known names in the industry, this particular one, I like how it's a little country rock.
Yeah.
I thought that was a fun, unique twist to it. I'm going to say fun like 100 times on this recording, but that's okay. So yeah, it's just a really unique twist, adding in that little bit of twang. I love the choice of music, just the additions that he made to it that kept it original, but gave it almost like a whole new genre. If you were classifying this, I would never hear Bare Necessities and be like, oh yeah, that could be a country song.
Right.
But with this take, it's like, oh yeah, that's country rock. I could totally see this being part of somebody's playlist at the Grand Ole Opry or Dollywood or something.
Oh, for sure. And I'm not a country fan. I'm not a country rock fan. And that song is awesome. Like,
and that's and like you mentioned too, Jonathan Young, his range is incredible. And he's the one who, when I mentioned earlier, done like 50 covers.
Yeah.
He's got album after album after album, some of which like you can't even download on Apple anymore, probably because just the licensing agreement ran out. But some of the other ones that I really liked of his, you've got Strangers Like Me, Go the Distance, You're Welcome.
Oh yeah.
And the Mob song from Beauty and the Beast.
Ooh.
He does that's intense. That is intense. If you want to listen to one that and they all show, that little sample definitely shows range. He also did a really good Gaston and Prince Ali, but those you can't download on Apple anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that vocal range doing those. And I'll just because I like to go off on tangents, but you're just reminding me of this. We're doing I produce my brother's podcast as well, the Raise Your Game Show. And we're prepping for season 13 right now, and he's doing interviews. And this whole season is going to be about the unseen hours, which is what goes into, and he's interviewing magicians and comedians and authors and, all these different types of people. And one of the ones we've been trying to really grab and reach out to is, I'll just call them YouTube, artists and stuff like that. And I'm going to look at every one of these bands and see if I can find a contact for them to see if they would come on. Because again, thinking of what Jonathan Young went through just to produce, write, and record that 3.5 minute song and video is just, I don't think the normal person would completely understand what that takes. I don't understand what it takes. So I'm definitely going to reach out to a lot of these artists and see if they'd be willing to come on and talk about the process and everything that goes into it, because they can throw out a video, 3.5 minutes, it gets, 2 million downloads or views, and they sell X number of, that track on iTunes or Apple or whatever. But what went into that is unrelentless hours and hours of preparation. And all you see is the final 3.5 minute video. It's just, and again, that when somebody goes on a ride,
one of our rides,
right? Exactly. Somebody goes on a ride and they're like,
absolutely,
that was a cool ride, man.
Yep.
That was all, they have no idea how long that took and what went into every little detail and aspect. In fact, you should probably be a guest as well. If you'd be willing, I can certainly put your name on the list, because I think it would just be absolutely fascinating to hear about that whole process. Like we did the first time you came on Main Street Magic and talked about the anatomy of a ride. Still one of my top 5 favorite episodes we've ever done. It was so good. So good. All right. Next song. If you had said, Jeremy, write down 100 Disney songs that have like punk rock alternative covers, this would have never come on the list. So I'm so happy this one is on the list. And what is this one?
So at number 5, we have Pop Punk Prince covering Do You Want to Build a Snowman from the movie Frozen.
Do you wanna build a snowman? Come on, let's go and play. I never see you anymore. Come out the door, it's like you've gone away. We used to be best buddies, and now we're not. I wish you would tell me why. Do you wanna build a snowman? Doesn't have to be a snowman. Okay, bye.
I mean, that's one of those, talk about keeping the tone of the vocals very similar to the original, but adding so much with the music and the guitar riffs and that little pause, like
Yes.
absolute perfection. That was
Yeah,
so
agreed.
good. And that's one of my, I love that song so much. It's comforting, that song and the lyrics
Yeah.
and everything. And Olaf is one of my favorites. That is outstanding. I love that one.
Yeah, and I will admit I do like this song from the original. So
Yeah.
So I like the Frozen 2 soundtrack better than I like the first one. But this particular song I did love from the first album. And yeah, I thought that this take on it was so good that, just like you mentioned, the pauses. I thought their balance of including dialogue that can often be very difficult to understand. I actually find that in some of these punk covers, I can understand the words better than I can in the original songs, because so many times the music often overpowers the lyrics, overpowers the dialogue that you hear when people are just talking in a song. But this was just a 100 across the board. It is such a great cover, staying true, but then giving that pop punk vibe. Love it.
Well, and again, it's one of those, lyrically, you listen to it and you would just be like, I don't understand why like a punk band is playing this, but it's still so good. And and it really merges those two balances of Disney and kind of happy, makes you feel good, with this awesome genre of music. That one is outstanding. And I agree with you. I actually like the Frozen 2 soundtrack better overall, but I think this shines over what we'll call Olaf's, I guess, other song in Frozen 2. Some Things Never Change. I've gotten to like a lot better, but
Some Things Never Change is great.
But I feel like this one, as far as two Olaf songs, and of course Some Things Never Change comes out with, a lot more, but like, to pit these two together, they feel similar to me.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I know they're not the same at all, and it's not performed by the same, but they feel similar. And this one to me is just the absolute best. I love it.
Yeah. Well, Do You Want to Build a Snowman? And this cover, I love where they speed it up.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were talking about, they speed it up and then they slow it down at the perfect moments to really capture emotion in the song, like emotion that is in the movie, but you feel it in the song without seeing the movie.
That's a great point.
I find really impressive how they're able to capture that and evoke that just through their music choices. So, raising things up and then dimming it down, quieting it. Yeah, so good.
No, that's a really great point I didn't think of, is the fact that we're all used to first taking in these songs with a visual. And that can add a lot of emotion. That can add a lot back to it. But this one, it actually still conveys that if you had never seen and pictured. Another thing I would like with some of these that seem to match up speed wise, would be really neat to overlay these songs on the actual, like,
oh, that'd be great.
Right? How cool would that be?
Yeah.
Like, to overlay this and take out the original soundtrack and put this over top of it. Even if you had to change the speed and all of the actual video that you're watching, that'd be pretty cool. That's got to be out there somewhere. We'll have to.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that'll be the next thing to look up. All right, we're moving on to the next one, and this name sounds familiar of this band, but I'm not 100% sure I have heard of them before. But I am going to play this track for Rhonda maybe when she gets home and see her thought, because this is one of her favorite movies of all time. What track are we talking about next?
At number 4, we have Suburban Legends covering Under the Sea from the movie Little Mermaid.
The seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake. You dream about going up there, but that is a big mistake. Just look at...
well, it just went. Sorry about that. It was cut a little short. It went into a commercial. I guess we've been watching. We've been watching so many and tried to go into an ad. Straight, yeah, ska, Real Big Fish vibes for me. And Real Big Fish was one of my favorite bands growing up. We went to see them a million times. So much fun. And if you are going to take ska music and apply it to any Disney movie, I think it has to be one that has to do with the ocean and the sea and mermaids. So absolutely perfect. This song selection, band, everything. Love this.
Yeah,
one.
this is just a hit on top of a hit on top of a hit, because this cover is so good. I can't imagine anybody would listen to this and be like, "Meh, I don't like this." This is, this just takes, again, the original, gives it that unique twist, that ska twist that just makes it so fun. I absolutely love this cover, and this is one of many covers by Suburban Legends that I really love.
Okay.
Some of their other ones that I would recommend are "A Dream Is a Wish."
Ooh,
fantastic cover. "Kiss the Girl," another solid Little Mermaid cover. They do "Beauty and the Beast." They do "Colors of the Wind," which I never thought I would be like, I want that song. I'm going to download that. I downloaded that one because it is a really good cover.
wow.
And then they also do "Just Can't Wait to Be King." So,
ooh,
yeah,
that's gotta be good.
They're so good.
Yeah.
And they have a lot more albums, and they also do more covers, but those 6 in particular, with "Under the Sea" being my favorite of all of them. Not all of them have necessarily that ska vibe.
Okay.
But "Under the Sea" totally 100% goes with that ska vibe, which I really enjoy. And it fits so perfectly because they already have all those instruments as part of Under the Sea. So it just lends itself perfectly.
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm thinking of the ride right now, Under the Sea in Magic Kingdom, and this being in that main giant room that you come through. That would be incredible. Yeah. Ska music is one of those things that it just makes you happy. Like it really does.
Right? Exactly.
I agree. How could you not like that? And they did a perfect job of conveying, again, the original, and then go. I mean, again, I guess if you listen to the lyrics, you're going to be like, all right, this kind of sounds like maybe this is from a family movie or a Disney movie. But at the same time, it's just so fitting that I don't think you'd be like thrown way off if you just heard this out of the blue and had never heard "Under the Sea" before. That's so good. All right, next. This is a really good one as well. I really think you've saved some of the best for last. And what are we talking about next?
At number 3, we have D Metal Stars covering "A Whole New World" from the movie Aladdin.
I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last
This thing is killing me. State Farm's coming in now. All right, we got enough in there. This is podcasting at its best. Those double bass drums are insane. It's so good in that.
Well, I love how, all of them that we've been listening to, they're all unique in their own way. And what I really appreciate about D Metal Stars, and D as in Disney, D Metal Stars, is the metal that they use is like 80s metal rock, not like hardcore gnarly metal. This is fun, chill, everyone friendly metal rock, and just like a great little nod to 80s music at its best, and the hair bands. It is so fun.
Yeah. I'd like to believe that Tommy Lee is playing drums in that band. I mean, because that is literally what it sounds like. You're spot on with that, and that 80s rock, and oh man, I love it. Hair bands and all of that. That is a really, really good one. And it's another one of those. I know I keep saying it, but the original lyrics and the tone and the speed are so true to the original, but they've added so much with the music, with the riffs, with those drums, things like that it completely makes it its own. And I know we said earlier, like rock ballad. What a rock ballad. That would have been an absolute number one hit in the 80s as a hair metal band. Like that thing is spot on.
And they Again, they do more. So if you like that song, if you want to hear more by them, I highly recommend A Whole New World. That's my favorite of all their songs. But they also, what is unique is they do covers to even songs within the parks. They have
Oh,
a
wow.
cover to It's a Small World that you got to
No.
check out.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, I'm looking them up for sure. Going on to the next one, this was the most surprising artist on the list. And when I saw the name, I'm like, wait, like the apparel company also does music? And yes, they do. So who are we talking about next?
At number 2, the Lost Bros cover of Eye to Eye from the Goofy Movie.
I got myself an ocean, one I know that you'll understand. Set the world in motion.
Yeah, I was just like, wait, what? And they've got a whole line. They've got albums and stuff. I mean,
And they're good.
they're killing it. I got to say, I've always enjoyed their apparel line. And if you've not checked it out, look up the Lost Bros. Had no idea this was a whole other thing. Weird side note. I did about 3 or 4 years ago, I did a D23 event, inside of the VIP area in, Spaceship Earth. And it was during Food and Wine Festival. And we went and sat down, and they walked in and actually sat next to me. So I got to chat with them for a little bit. Super cool people. I think it's Cody. I think is
Cody T.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It was. Yeah. So he was there and sat next to me, and I was like, this guy looks so familiar. And then I started to put it together. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I had no idea that they were doing this entire other thing. And that is a wonderful take. I just about 2 weeks ago, I'm pretty sure it was the first time that I actually watched a Goofy movie from beginning to end in one sitting. Like, I don't know that I ever had before.
Is a movie where I was never a fan of it.
Yeah.
Until watching it with Griffin.
Oh,
and so watching it with my 5-year-old now over and over and over again with him. And then now I'm just like, I'm in love with all the songs, and we listen to the songs when we're driving to school. But Eye to Eye in particular, this cover is so good.
Yeah.
So good. And this is one of those where it stays really true to the original. But what makes it that much better is you can't even find the original. Like, you can't go on Apple and download the original version. It's not one of the songs on the Goofy Movie soundtrack that you're allowed to download. So this is a fantastic replacement for adding that song to your complete soundtrack, if you will.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I didn't realize
good.
that. It really is good.
So good. And I mean, it's just fun. And again, unique. It stays original, totally unique, gives you that kind of dance music vibe. And some of my other favorite songs by theirs, they do, you'll like this, Jeremy, from Princess and the Frog. They do Dig a Little Deeper.
Ooh, okay.
And it's unique. It's really unique. They have a Hakuna Matata that is so good. They do Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride from Lilo and Stitch. Yeah. And then as far as some of their park songs, they do the Tiki 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 Room.
Oh, wow.
As well as There's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow.
David will appreciate that one.
Yes, he will. Yeah.
That's outstanding. This is just like blowing my mind that they have this whole other side of them.
Oh, yeah.
Aside from an incredible apparel company, like, wow.
And if you've ever wanted to hear a guy sing, I Won't Say I'm in Love.
Okay.
Check out their cover. It's a good one, from Hercules.
Oh, that's outstanding. All right. I'm going to look them up. I'm excited to create all new playlists. Like, every time that Ron and I drive to and from Disney, we kind of just put on that Disney hits playlist on Spotify. But now I'm going to create a brand new one. I'm going to go into Apple and iTunes and all and start checking some of these out.
And you can go on Spotify, and there are several covers, and several of which even have these on them, but they also have like hundreds, which it becomes a little too much at times.
You know, I mean, again, you're looking at Disney and the movies that they make and the songs that they make and the musicals and all these things. Like, I can't think of another entertainment company that would have hundreds and hundreds of, cover songs, especially like punk rock around them. Like, you're not getting an entire like Jurassic World like punk cover. Like, it's not going to happen. And the fact that Disney's created these songs that are so catchy and they translate so very well. This last one, I do think you saved the best for last, not only in song, but I love this band. I think, I don't know how you narrowed it down to one, because I think that most of what they do is really, really impressive. And again, down to the videos that they put on YouTube and everything. What is the next song and who are we talking about?
Well, choosing the song was easy because I just chose one that I knew you would love, Jeremy.
I appreciate that, Logan. I very
coming
much,
in at number one, Punk Rock Factory, covering Almost There from the movie Princess and the Frog.
Saying I'm almost there. I'm almost there. People down here think I'm crazy, but I don't care. Trials and tribulations, I've had my share. There ain't nothing gonna stop me now, 'cause I'm almost there.
I love these guys. Like, they are
So good.
so good. They're from the UK, right?
Yep.
They're overseas. Okay. And they're another one of those, I think, like Jonathan Young. I mean, they've got album after album of Disney covers, correct?
Yeah, they just released, like literally, they just released A Whole New Worst Volume 2.
Nice.
And so that's what this song, Almost There, is from, that album. And some of the other highlights, Surface Pressure.
Oh, outstanding.
We don't talk about Bruno. Now, the one thing, though, I will say this, though, their Surface Pressure, when they did everything on Instagram, they had Jessica Darrow was able to get involved. She's not on the album,
so disappointed.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I know.
But we love that, we've got a couple of those. I still have a hard time, though. I feel like Encanto, still the songs are so perfect that it's still a little strange for me to hear the covers, because I'm like, I don't know if they're better than the original.
I agree.
Like, because the originals are that good still to me. But the other, now this is a Pixar movie, which is why this did not make the number one. On this new album, they do a cover of Nobody Like You from Turning Red, and it is an absolute banger. This is the best song on the album. It is fantastic. It is almost as high in ranking for me when it comes to sort of Disney songs as their cover of Gummy Bears on their Masters of the Universe album that came out last year.
That's outstanding.
So good. And that entire Masters of the Universe album is solid. If you grew up in the 80s, 90s, you're going to love that entire album. And then they also have the A Whole New Worst Volume 1, and that features, a lot of the other songs that we've already listed.
Right.
So that's why we don't have those on there.
Well, it's funny because I forgot about it. I meant to bring up when we were talking about Eye to Eye and the Goofy movie is Turning Red. And the fact that feels very similar to me, those original songs from like a boy band. Right. Yeah. So I'm going to play a clip of it real quick. I'm just bringing it up on YouTube because now I want to hear that. I love this song so much.
It's so good.
Wow. Oh, this is a better version, I think.
It is.
I've never met nobody
Oh man.
Like you.
All right, I'm going out and getting all these. That's
It is
outstanding.
so
I did not know
good.
they did that one because I think I missed that one. I mean, I follow them on Instagram and stuff. That's where I see a lot of their clips, and then I'll go look it up on YouTube. But that is absolutely outstanding. That song,
like I
is
said,
so
that's
good.
on their newest album,
Okay.
which literally just came out not too long ago. So, yeah, A Whole New Worst Volume 2. But man, Almost There, Nobody Like You, so good. They also have Tangled on there.
Oh gosh.
When Will My Life Begin is on there.
Man, that's just so super talented. I like punk rock covers of stuff like Disney, and I've looked it up before, but I've never like dove deep into it. You just introduced me to literally, 8 new bands for sure, because I knew Jonathan Young and I knew Punk Rock Factory. So you introduced me to so many new bands, so many new songs. Like, I can't wait to put together an entire playlist or look one up or just buy one or whatever. And I will say, anybody listening, like, if you enjoy this and these styles of covers and music and stuff, go out and support these artists. Go out and buy their music. It's not just enough to like throw it up on YouTube and stuff. Go out, purchase it wherever you can. I think that's super duper important, because that's the way that, bands like Punk Rock Factory and all of these different people can go ahead and continue to bring you this stuff. Because I do think it's so neat to have a different take on your favorite Disney music. Exactly the way that you said with you working out and all. Like, that is just super cool. Anything else you want to add, or other bands? Like, what I want a whole Disney hip hop album now. Like, that's going to be like,
too. I'm waiting for it. Like, surely somebody is going to come out with something. I know there were some good mashups. Like, I've seen several mashups that incorporate Disney songs and hip hop music, but I haven't found any just true hip hop covers. But one thing I will say, like, if you go and you just go to Apple and you type in, for instance, Under the Sea, you're not going to see any of these pop up.
Right.
It's going to be buried. What you see is only going to be the original versions, any other Disney album versions, lullaby versions.
Yeah.
You'll see hundreds of lullaby versions. But if you want to find these, you have to be very specific and actually type in the artist and the name of the song.
Okay.
Or in some cases, just the artist, and then look through their song list. But again, some of them, even when you say see all, the song is not listed. So you really got to know to look for them in order to find some of these songs. It's like they're buried.
Okay. Well, hopefully this helps people then. And now we know that the next episode will be the top 10 lullaby Disney versions of songs. Oh, good, everybody. That'll be like something people can listen to late at night if they're ready to fall asleep. But that actually sounds intriguing to me. Like, I have trouble really falling asleep. Yeah. Like, that actually sounds like it'd be kind of amazing. So this will be my morning routine. Lullabies be my evening routine.
Yeah. It is the complete opposite of the 10 we just covered, because it's slowed down instrumental versions of Disney hits.
That's awesome. Well, Logan, thank you so much. Again, you are
my pleasure.
You're a lifesaver, hopping in when you can here to fill in for Rhonda. I love this topic. I love this idea, and always appreciate having you on. Thank you, sir. And everybody, go make your playlist, download this music, purchase this music, support these artists in any way you can. They're bringing all new styles of Disney music to you. Logan, thank you again.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. Thank you to the Main Street Magic community, not only for supporting this amazing podcast, but also for supporting me, Jeremy, and David over at the Theme Park Shuffle.
Thank you all so much for listening, and thank you, Logan, for joining me and sharing all these awesome bands. I will certainly be listening to them and a lot more, I think, all week while I'm working at my desk and stuff. So thank you again for coming on. And if you would like to share your favorite Disney covers, whether it's punk rock, alternative, ska, country, hip hop, I still want to see that, or hear that, I should say, go ahead and share it out to our social platforms at Main ST Magic, or you can comment when I post the episode in the Main Street Magic community on Facebook. Then if you hit that subscribe button, you're going to get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday, and we would be so very thankful if you could leave us a rating and review, because as Rhonda always says, it helps our show grow. That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.